everyone, I'm Diana Davison, and today I want to talk about Canada's publicly funded crime. We'll start out with a feminist group using the name of a man who was falsely accused of sexual assault to get money for themselves, talking about real sexual assault. I'm talking about the Ghomeshi effect. These women know that they shouldn't be using Jian Ghomeshi's name. They have only one information page on their website, and that is to explain why they are using his name, even though their production isn't about him at all. They know that using his name is wrong. What they aren't talking about is how using his name is a form of sexual assault. In fact, she says it's not her fault. It was a cultural thing. Of course, the irony of claims we live in a rape culture while this assault on Ghomeshi is okay because of culture, well, that goes right over this clown's head as well. Jessica Ruano is committing sexual assault and not feeling responsible for it because culture and the mainstream media apparently say it's okay. Is that not what rape culture is supposed to describe? Of course, when the phrase the Ghomeshi effect was coined, he'd not yet proven his accusers were liars in a court of law. The public hadn't yet found out that he was, in fact, falsely accused by a multitude of women. The reason we didn't know that is because Jian had to remain silent. Jian, the victim of the type of sexual assault we can't speak of, had to worry that he, the victim, might actually go to jail. And so he's suffered in silence. Even today, his career in ruins, his savings gone, his legacy lost, but acquitted of all crimes in a court of law, even today his name continues to be smeared in the disgusting but socially acceptable form of sexual assault against his identity. So when Jessica Ruano decided to create a dance production about sexual assault and chose the name The Ghomeshi Effect as her title, it's not surprising that she missed the cruelty and the irony of committing sexual assault against Jian Ghomeshi while simultaneously claiming it is women who are being silenced. And the few people who dare to speak up and denounce this sexual assault against Jian Ghomeshi are called mean. Yes, Jessica Ruano and her buddies are claiming to be the victims here after they stole Jian Ghomeshi's name, and they're asking for, did you guess it, more money. Music removed because they stole that too. For a list of the meanest tweets they could find, go watch John the Other's video, which will be uploaded soon. I'll put a link below when it's available. It's time for people like Jessica Ruano to be held accountable for silencing the voices of the falsely accused. It's time for Jessica Ruano and her merry band to be held accountable for sexually assaulting Jian Ghomeshi. It's the only form of sexual assault our society is truly silent about. When a man is falsely accused of rape, it is a sexual assault against his person. A man falsely branded a rapist has his sexuality stolen from him, his identity stolen, his career destroyed, and sometimes he ends up dead by the hands of vigilantes who seek revenge for a rape that never happened, or by his own hand because he can't handle the shock and horror of the accusation. His life is ruined. This is a sexual assault on an innocent man. Protests against this ongoing sexual assault is being painted as an attempt to silence women. They claim that women are silenced whenever they try to speak about sexual assault. I find this odd because I hear about sexual assault against women every day. They've got billboards, they've got lobby groups, they get articles written about it all the time in mainstream media. Millions of public dollars are invested in information campaigns, shoddy research papers, and women who have made careers out of talking about nothing but sexual assault all day long, on as many platforms as possible. Every corner of the internet is filled with women's rape stories. So who is being silenced? Certainly not women. No, we throw money at women and shower them with praise. We have politicians coming out with rape stories when they're dropping in the polls. But men are not allowed to talk about being falsely accused. Men are told this doesn't happen. When men try to talk about the violation and assault on their sexual person, they are called rape apologists and misogynists. Men are being silenced. Women are not. The only silencing is when we try to talk about a single type of assault, and that is the sexual assault by false accusation. We're told we can't talk about that because it might prevent other women from reporting their sexual assault. See how this works? We only want to hear about women being sexually assaulted, and we want to hear it all the time. People like Jessica Ruano not only want to silence discussions about false accusations, they want to flood the world with only women's voices, only women's experiences, only women's sexuality, only women's rights to their sexual identity. And she'll do this by sexually assaulting an innocent man because she has no morals. But Ruano and her crew know that what they're doing is wrong. They know what they're doing is illegal. And that's why their About page is dedicated solely to explaining why they think they can get away with a crime. Because it's an established part of our culture. And it is. False accusations are a socially accepted crime against men. It's the only form of sexual assault that is still legal. They don't think Jian Ghomeshi has the right to his own name and his own sexual identity. Because he's a man, and to them, that means his role is to empower women. Jian's voice to this day is the only voice not being heard. And the last thing Jessica wants people to talk about is the form of sexual assault men experience when they are falsely accused. Men like Jian Ghomeshi and the many others who remain silent, terrified to speak out. But Jessica Ruano doesn't see herself as a sexual predator preying on Jian Ghomeshi. Jessica's angry because her grant application is under threat. And it should be. The Ontario Arts Council should not be funding Jessica Ruano's crimes. The damage done to a man's life when he's falsely accused of rape is impossible to repair.